morning. So these are my favourite poses linked together. I mean, I often just do whatever I fancy when I do my own practice, if I get to. But these are some of the poses I find that really, really make me feel good. You can do it any time of the day. As you noticed from my intro, it's first thing in the morning for me. So yeah, you can do them whenever really. But these are kind of my go-to feel-good poses. If you've got blocks or props or anything, feel free to grab them, but I'm just going to do it prop-free. And you can do the same. As always with these poses, with yoga in general, don't try and make a shape as such, just try and find a feeling, try and connect to yourself, try and have enough headspace while you're moving to notice that you're breathing and how you're breathing, and yeah, just enjoy it really. Okay, so come and find a comfortable position in all fours, and we'll start with a little movement forwards and backwards, just stretching out the wrists and the shoulders. I'm going to whiz through this so that it's a short video. You could at any point pause it and do more of the same thing, or repeat the whole sequence several times if you like. So next time you bring your shoulders forwards again, let's pause here, drawing the front of the body away from the mat. We're going to work through cat-cow. Just try not to wiggle your belly, try and move your spine. So as you inhale, lift head and shoulders, roll the hips up. And as you exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, press the shoulder blades up. Couple more. Nice and steady. Last one. Let's come back to all fours. We'll do thread the needle. This is one of my favourites. Reaching one arm all the way up, twisting through the torso, and then threading that arm all the way underneath as if you're reaching under the bed. You can use your inhale to open and your exhale to twist, or you can take longer than a breath to move through the shapes. Let's do 3 rotations, and on that third one, coming right down onto your shoulder, onto your cheek, and either walking your hand out in front of you, or wrapping it round behind. Just taking a few breaths here. And pressing into that front hand to bring you back to all fours. Taking a moment to reset. Let's go the other way. Twisting up and reaching under. Twisting up, reaching under. Twisting up, reaching under. Coming right down onto your shoulder, onto your cheek, and doing whatever you need with that top arm. And bringing yourself back to all fours. Let's bring the big toes together. Knees can be narrow or wide. Push the hips back. And take a nice active child's pose here. So keep pressing into your hands. You can find fingertips or palms. But really try and reach your hips back. You can wiggle or be still. Trying to press the armpits down into the mat. And then allow your head to rest and your arms to relax. Lifting your head, walking both hands all the way over to one side. And coming back through the middle, all the way over the other way. Back to the middle, and just bringing one hand back towards you a little, and threading the other arm under, so thread the needle arms again, but with the hips back, and just see how you find it. If you need to lift your hips up so you're back on a high kneeling, then that's fine. I really like the extra pull I get having my hips down. Go to the other side. Reaching the other arm under. And then back to child's pose. I'll just whiz through a couple of arm options for you for child's pose. You can keep your arms out in front, palms down. You can have your arms out in front, palms up. You can bring your hands together. You could close your hands and bring your hands behind your head. Or you could take your arms around your legs, shoulders falling forward. You can do really whatever you like with your arms. Just notice what you're doing, how it feels, and then you're doing the yoga. Okay, let's come back up to all fours. We'll press down into puppy pose now. So again, just like cat cow, we want to be careful that puppy pose doesn't start in the hips. It's a thoracic and shoulder opener, really. That's what we're aiming for. So try and draw the lower belly in. Try and tip the hips into a more neutral tilt. Take your hands forwards. If you like, it can be really beneficial sometimes to bring the floor up to meet your chest, so you could grab a cushion or a bolster. So keep your hips in neutral, press the chest towards the mat. You might want to bob here. You might want to inhale, lift yourself up, exhale, press your chest down. You can hold the edge of your mat. You can come right down to rest on your forehead, or your chin, or your chest if you have space. If you like, when you find a depth that works for you in the upper body, you can allow the hips to roll up, but just pay attention to where the feeling then goes. For me, very obviously the bend goes straight into my lower back, so I try and keep my hips in neutral so that I get that extra benefit from this pose in my shoulders, in my upper back. Not necessarily a relaxing posture. For most of us, it's quite intense, but it's quite needed for your average modern human lifestyle. Press everything back, up, bringing your hands back, and we'll push into downward dog. So tucking the toes, really focus on the back with reach of the hips. You can walk your feet in quite close. Bend your knees and really stretch the hips back. You can wag your tail, pedal your legs. You don't have to have straight legs and heels down. You want to be reaching through the heels, reaching back and down through the heels, through the hips, but not forcing the knees straight. That doesn't mean your legs won't be straight. Do it from each end of the leg rather than the middle. I like to lift the leg up before reaching it forward. So take one leg all the way up and then step it forwards. Coming outside the hands, dropping the back knee, keeping the toes touched. You can have a little wriggle here in your lunge. Maybe sinking down into lizard. So you can bring your elbows to the floor or onto a cushion. Or you can keep your hands in the mat. Just try not to sink into your wrists. Breathe here. If you like, bringing the opposite hand into the center more, you can press same hand onto front leg and just twist yourself to look over that shoulder. If it feels okay to let the front leg fall out to the side so you come onto the pinky edge, you can do that too. Just be careful. And what feels really nice here is to reach that arm up in your twist and then make some big circles. I really like how that feels. Doing a couple in each direction. If you've got space, you can squeeze the back foot up and hold it with the opposite hand. Breathe. Release that foot down carefully and find your way back to downward dog. Have a wiggle, and we'll do the other side. Reaching your leg out and stepping it forwards. A wiggle and then bringing your knee down. Exploring coming down into lizard. And then bringing the opposite hand into the middle as you twist into your front leg. Let your knee fall out if that feels good. Reach the arm up. And make some circles. Couple in each direction. Finding that twist, reaching the hand back, grabbing the back foot, so opposite hand. And then carefully releasing as you find your way back to downward dog. Okay, we're going to step one foot forwards again. Turn the other foot, the back foot, out slightly. Doesn't need to be completely perpendicular, but just so that your heel is a little further back than your toes. And then reach the arms forwards and up. And come into warrior one. So I'm going to try and keep the hips and shoulders facing forwards. We're going to inhale here, reach up tall. And as you exhale, twist out into warrior two. So you should feel your hips and shoulders open to the side. As you inhale, twist hips and shoulders forwards. As you exhale, twist hips and shoulders up. A couple more of those. Just finding the difference. Trying not to have them feel the same. Might not be the deepest warrior two you've ever been in. That's okay, we'll do one more. And let's stay in our warrior two. If you want to creep your front foot a bit further forwards and bend deeper into your knee, you can. Okay, let's do a little bit of seaweed arms here in our warrior two. So bring your back arm down, lift your front arm. You can use an inhale for that. And then bring your front arm down, lift your back arm. Maybe that's an exhale. Just find a few movements side to side. Coming back to warrior two. Let's spin back to warrior one. You can come right up onto the back toes actually, so you're into more of a crescent lunge. And then find your way back down to downward dog. Have a wiggle. And then reach your leg out. Bring it forwards. Turn the back heel in slightly and down. And then use your inhale to lift yourself up to warrior one. Hips and shoulders forwards. Exhale, twist out, warrior two. Just move yourself through those two shapes, feeling the hips open out to the side. Pull back into square. Finding the difference. One more. Warrior two. Let's do our seaweed arms. So back arm drops, front arm lifts. Find your way. If you want to take that front foot slightly further forward, you can. Last one. And spinning back round on those back toes. And finding your way back down to downward dog.
walking your feet into the middle of your mat, softening your knees so that you fold from your hips, letting your body come close to your legs, maybe even touch. And you can hold your elbows or bring your hands across the back of your head, or hold your ankles. A little rock, a little sway here in your fold. And then just turning your heels in slightly, toes out, just a touch, not too much. Your feet are hip width, maybe a bit wider. You can have your hands down in front if you like. Sit your hips down into asana, into a yogi squat. If your heels don't touch down, place something underneath them. Okay, we want to have flat feet for this position, for this posture. So if you can't get them down, bring the floor up to you. You can stay here. You can take a little twist side to side. You can reach your arm up if you like. And from here, just carefully finding your way down onto your bottom and taking the legs out in front a little. We're going to slop one leg across in front of the body and then slide the other foot outside the thigh. So this might not be available to you. You can always put something under your bottom. If you can't get the top leg bum back down, you can do this posture with the legs straight out in front, trying to set the foot across to the outside of the leg. You can always keep it inside as well. It just feels different, really. Just find what you need. And take a nice twist into that leg. You can press the fingertips of the backhand down, or you can take it away altogether. There are a lot more advanced, and when I say advanced, I just mean you have to pay a lot more attention and probably have been practicing yoga a lot longer if you start to tangle yourself up into binds and half lotus variations. But you might have that space in your body. I don't. Certainly not at 8 o'clock in the morning. And taking your shoulders the other way. So whatever you've done with your legs, just spin your shoulders around the other way. You can stay up tall here. You can fold yourself down a little more. And you come back to the middle. We'll switch the legs. So slashing the other one under. Taking the foot to the outside. Or you have your legs straight, or you have your foot in line with its hip. Whatever works for you. Just try and drop the top leg bottom back down as you twist into it. Those fingertips down lightly to keep you tall, or wrapping a hand away. And make sure you don't have like a white knuckle grip in either of your hands. You're relaxed in your jaw, nice and tall in your spine. Take your shoulders the other way. Either staying tall or folding forwards a little more. And coming back up. And rolling down onto your back. Knees into your chest, have a good little roll around. You can roll front and back as well if you like. And then just letting your knees go wide, you can hold your shins, the backs of your thighs. Just trying to get the back of the hips, the lower back to settle down into the mat. Flexing your feet, sending the soles of your feet up to the ceiling, and then trying to encourage the knees to fall down. Just being really careful that you don't end up like a beetle on your back with your bottom off the mat and your head and shoulders off the mat. So hold your feet if it feels comfortable, hold the outside or the big toes, but try and make sure head and shoulders and hips are back down. You can always bring a cushion underneath you to support you. That feels really good, supported. Your baby can rock here. What we're trying to really do is get space and length in the back of the hips, in the lower back, because most of us spend a lot of time sitting, and if we're not sitting, we're usually cycling or running, and that causes impact as well. So that's a really, really good place to focus on your stretch. You know, the lower back, the back of the hips, the outside of the hips, the top of the bum. Give you a lot more freedom of movement when that area is loose. And then last couple of favourites, the climb pigeon. So bringing one foot up onto the other knee, figure 4, pressing that knee out. If you like, you can squeeze the bottom leg in, but again, just be careful that you don't end up hovering. You can stay here for a bit, you can push the hips up for like a bridge, or I like to twist across to one side. Try and keep the shoulders heavy. Back through the middle, other side. And just pay attention to any subtle or obvious differences between the sides. You may know that you're a bit wonky. I am. Maybe you didn't. Maybe only in certain poses do you notice you've got more space or less space. It's all right. Just pay attention. Don't judge what you find, just make note. Every time we come onto our mat, we should have an open mind to potential, to possibility, both recognizing the risks and the challenges in our practice, in our physical practice, but also being brave and having courage and kindness to face those. Trying not to have fear or judgment on our yoga mat. Enough of that in the outside world. Start back to the middle, bringing the knees in for a hug. I would definitely recommend taking some time in stillness, allowing yourself to assimilate anything, everything from your time to move. I would also, if I had that luxury, take longer and spend some more time doing those. But we work through the whole body, we work through shoulder strengthening and opening, we work through hips and legs strengthening and opening. And yeah, really focused on the back of the body there with our folds and our happy baby, which is an area of our body which maybe we don't pay enough attention to, but we use all the time. And so, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little mini movement session. And I'll try and do more of these when I get a chance. So let me know what you thought in the comments, send me a message. You can see some of you have chatted now, I'll come over to the screen. And yeah, thank you so much. If you're alive, I really appreciate you being here. Of course you could do the yoga sockless, James. I feel like you're not really taking this seriously. Okay, so some interesting characters are watching this live, but I appreciate you being here. Of course you can take your socks off. It's freezing in the studio. It's like 0 outside. And it has not warmed up in here. And so to prevent damaging the muscles in my feet, which are important, I have kept them warm with my socks on. I'm sorry if you couldn't see the shape properly, but hopefully you can feel it in your own view. I do normally practice without socks on. But yeah, thanks for being here live. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're watching again, let me know in comments how you found it. And yeah, thanks so much.